Hi, my name is Alfonso Mangubat, and I'm an educator from the Philippines. For the past 4 years now, I have been teaching at Key School Manila, a small progressive school that has consistently thought about how it can help the community. Since joining the faculty back in 2015, I've always taught social studies and made history come alive for my students. Oftentimes, we would explore different historical places in Manila. This year, I decided to shift from being a history teacher and becoming a science fair teacher instead. A science fair teacher in our school conducts science research classes for grades 3 to 6, and I would be handling the grade 6 science fair class. In my class, I would be teaching them the scientific method and a new unit on design thinking. The goal of this class is for students to come up with a research investigation or an engineering design model based off a problem they have encountered or are passionate about. Using the UN Sustainable Development Goals, as well as resources from the National Geographic Educators website, my students began thinking about different problems they would like to solve. I also taught them the framework of the scientific method and design thinking. Tapping into the community, I invited an expert on scientific research to help my students test, analyze, and interpret their data. Alongside this, my students actively collaborated with one another, sharing ideas and conducting conferences to further hone their ideas, identify misconceptions, and also continuously link it back to scientific concepts. My students work together by collaborating on a document, using different applications to test their projects, and use different equipment to ensure data accuracy. Armed with the necessary skills to conduct research or to build their models, my students spent 2 months gathering, testing, and analyzing data. They were able to use lessons on energy, the properties of materials, and technology to come up with different projects that looked at reducing vehicular emissions, energy conversion, ocean and waterway cleanup, mitigating floods, and many, many more. At the end of the science fair class, we had a culminating event where my students presented their projects in front of a panel of judges. During the event, my students were able to receive feedback and also ideas on how to improve their design, test, and also the way they conducted their research. At the end of the science fair period, my students were able to reflect on their learning and the experience that they gathered throughout the entire science fair process. On my end, I saw my students who had entered the class with a lot of questions and now brimming with so much excitement and enthusiasm to continue their learning as they move on to the next grade. They were able to show their curiosity, their innovation, their inquisitiveness, and also their creativity in trying to find out solutions to the world's different problems. They were able to apply their learning and they were able to extend it by creating something that is uniquely their own.